Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Lily. I am so happy that you are here with me. In today's video, I am going to do a flip through of 8 beautiful Christmas junk journals. It is my favorite time of the year, and I like to create like a lot of them at the same time, and these were no exception. I made 8 of them and they turned out so beautiful. Well, I think they're beautiful, and I think you're going to think so too. Okay, I have them right here. I have 7 of them in this box. Look at how gorgeous they look. I found a box where they fit perfectly. Let me move back a little bit, but look at that. Oh my gosh, look at all of that beautiful eyelash trim and then the beautiful green satin ribbon. Let me show you what one of them looks like up close. Here is one of the Christmas junk journals. Isn't it gorgeous? I'm telling you, I love this time of the year. And I'm going to go through everything that I used to create these beautiful Christmas journals. I have repurposed Christmas boxes, you know, like the shirt boxes. That is where this came from. And then the core of it, or the base of the cover, came from repurposing or reusing an empty cereal box. And then there are a lot of beautiful scrapbooking papers, lots of eyelash trim, a beautiful little dangle. There is a fabric on the spine, but I am going to go through all of those details so that you could see the contents of these gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous journals. I love these so much. And I do have them available in my Etsy shop, and I will have my Etsy shop linked down below. If you have any questions whatsoever, please leave me your comments or your questions in the comment section below, and I reply to your comments as soon as possible. Are you guys ready to get started so we can see the inside of these beautiful 8 new Christmas junk journals? Let's go! I've zoomed out so that you can get a bird's eye view, a good glimpse of all 8 Christmas junk journals. They are so cute. We have snowmen, penguins, reindeer, Santa, and a polar bear. Beautiful and bright. And now I'm going to clear them from the table. We're going to start and flip through one of them. But before I begin, I want to show you what the covers were made from. I have repurposed gift boxes, and in the past, I've reused the ones from previous years, but now I actually go and buy them. I buy them for gift giving, but then I also save some to make these junk journals. So you can reuse or you can buy some new ones, and you can find some great ones at Dollar Tree, just to give you some ideas. Okay, let's begin with the first one. They're all built and made very similar. They all have Tim Holtz book corners, and on this one I used a frame from an ephemera kit and then decorated the front cover with some beautiful Christmas florals, and then I tied it with a satin green ribbon that I picked up at a thrift store a couple of years ago. And then from the ribbon I added some little charms that are hooked onto a colored safety pin. The spine is composed of 2 signatures and then also covered in fabric on the outside and the inside. And then each one will have a beautiful wooden dangle. Some will read Merry and others will have different sentiments. The back cover has a heavy cardstock, either in green or in red. And then also gold stitching throughout the perimeter of the front and the back. And then the center of each signature will have an assortment of beautiful beads just from my stash. Some are glass, there are plastic and wooden ones, just really pretty and in the traditional Christmas colors. Okay, I'm going to flip through this one, and I'm going to go in great detail with the first one. And then the ones that follow, I will go through much faster. Here is my signature little house envelope pocket. And I have been making these for a long time now, and I include them in every single one of the junk journals that I create. I will have a video coming up shortly after this one uploads showing you exactly how I made these using craft envelopes. I do have an Amazon affiliate link in the description area. And so if you don't want to use junk mail envelopes and you'd rather use these craft ones, I do have those in my Amazon storefront. Each little house envelope pocket will include a couple tags that I just neatly tuck into the pocket and then add some beautiful gold eyelash trim. This is my favorite eyelash trim to use. I love the gold elements, the gold details. And you can see that those are the little gold bits will be sprinkled throughout the journal. It gives it extra pizzazz, extra bling, and it just makes it more festive. The front cover is lined with beautiful scrapbooking paper, and you'll see that in all of them. This is a wonderful snowman stamp. It is from Iron Orchid Designs, and a beautiful snowman. I will have the shop where I purchased it from in the link in the description area below. I purchased it locally from Jamie Ray Vintage, but she also has an online store. And then each one will also include an altered vintage flash card. And see how I'm just pointing out the beautiful gold foil scrapbooking papers. And I've lined the inside of the covers with similar papers. And then the signatures will also feature some of this beautiful, beautiful paper. And then the large paper clip, I've added some of these beautiful beads, and I've just strung them from the paper clip and also added some more eyelash trim. And then on the opposite side to that paper clip, I added a vintage Christmas card. I've had these for a while. I've been hoarding them in my stash, and I don't have an exact year, but just the fact that they are folded the way they are, and then the packaging that they came in, they were actually new stock that I thrifted a while back. They are vintage and so pretty, and I thought that each one of these should have one of my vintage little cards. These right here were really cute. These were a gift for my daughter that she picked up at the Target dollar spot a while back. I've also been hoarding those, but they just look so cute sprinkled in these journals. I love to include recipe cards in all of my junk journals, especially the Christmas ones. And these are a newer recipe card that I picked up at Hobby Lobby, but I've also included some vintage ones that I picked up during my thrift shopping. And then these pockets are so cute. They're made from junk mail envelopes, and I have a video. I'll link it up above so you can see how I make these. And then each journal will also have a vintage bingo card. And I tried to use bingo cards that either had the number 24 or 25. They don't all have the 24 or the 25 because I don't have that many vintage bingo cards. But this one does, and you can see the number 25 on that bingo card. I've added a tag that I die cut from a Tim Holtz die set, and then strung a beautiful metal Christmas tree charm, and then added some beautiful eyelash trim to that. A lot of the papers that I used are scrapbooking papers that I've had for a long, long time. Oh, this is the other snowman stamp from the Iron Orchid Design stamp set. And that's the one I have linked down below from Jamie Ray Vintage's shop. This is the center of the first signature, and you can see all the pretty beads. And I've made the string long enough so that they can dangle from the bottom, or you can just flip them over the top. They look equally beautiful. And then I have die cut a Rolodex card and used it as a tuck spot, added some little ephemera pieces, die cut some more of these tags, and then that green tag I actually die cut from leftover gift box. So not only did I use the gift box for the cover of the journals, but I also die cut tags and other elements that you'll see in the junk journals. This is a little coin envelope from a Tim Holtz die set, and I made it into a little shaky pocket. And there's little sequins and other little things that are in the pocket. And then I used some acetate, added some stickers, I didn't seal it. I'm just going to paper clip it with this fun Christmas tree paper clip over one of the pages. And then you can use this however you want, but I thought it would be fun to have a little shaker pocket in there. This is a vintage Merry Christmas. I think it's a place card. I've had these for a while. I purchased a whole pack at the thrift store a while back. And so I've been using them in my junk journals for a few years now. You'll also notice a lot of different note papers that have been paper clipped and tucked into the pockets. These are all vintage and thrifted note papers from my stash. And I've mentioned this before, but I shop Christmas all year long, and it's such a treat when I find these in thrift stores, and sometimes unopened packages that are, some of them are 10, 20, even 30 years old. This is the center of signature 1 and 2. And on the front of the second signature, I added a snowflake die cut from a Tim Holtz Steels die. My sister let me borrow this a while back, and I still have it. I don't think she remembers that she let me borrow it, and that I haven't given it back to her. And then I also added a snowflake rosette, and then topped it with a little bauble embellishment. And then there is some glitter on that. It is dimensional, but I don't mind bulky and really chunky junk journals. And I hope you don't mind that either. Here is a somewhat vintage recipe card that I also picked up at the thrift store. And some of these tuck spots I have created from cut-aparts, or I've also made some die-cut note cards that I've used for tuck spots. This is another thrifted recipe card. I'm telling you, if you enjoy thrifting as much as I do, go straight into the stationery section, because a lot of these Christmas finds are not in the Christmas section. You'll find them where they keep all the paper goods. And I'm constantly on the lookout for items like recipe cards and note papers. And even this I also picked up from the thrift store, and it is a Dear Santa letter that I've just added into the signature pages. Can you hear my phone ringing in the background? I am sorry, I can't answer you right now. So do you see this tuck spot right here? That is made from an old Stampin' Up! Die called the Note. And I've talked about this in the past. I've had it for many, many years, and I love using it as a tuck spot. I have these CD holders, and I can't remember if I thrifted these or if my sister thrifted them and then shared them with me, but I made them into like a flip up pocket, added some stickers, only glued the flap down, and then I stamped a cute little penguin onto mixed media card, and I used archival black ink so that if you want, you can watercolor or use alcohol markers or coloring pencils, whatever media you like, to finish decorating that cute little card. So I thought that would be cute. And so some have the red pocket and others will have the green pocket. This is grungy printed paper or stamped paper that I made a while back. And if you'd like to see how I do that, I will have that video link for you up above. I love the snowman stamp, and so you'll see it in each of the signatures. The center of signature number 2 with another tuck spot. This Rolodex die with this beautiful ornate top on it. I purchased this one on Amazon, and I also have it in my Amazon storefront. So if you're interested in this, it is so pretty. The others that I've used in the past are from Heidi Swap. These are no longer in production, but I thought I would share something similar and just as beautiful in my Amazon storefront. If you have any questions, please let me know down below. If you're interested on where something came from, I'm happy to point you in that direction. This is a mini envelope, also from a Tim Holtz die. You know, you don't need a die to create these mini envelopes. You can DIY these if you like. I added some stickers and then also this dimensional felt Christmas tree sticker that I've had for many years. And I just thought it's time to use them and stop hoarding all of these cute Christmas embellishments. I stamped a little, this cute little rubber stamp image onto a white piece of cardstock and tucked it into that mini envelope. And that image is from a rubber stamp that I picked up at the thrift store a while back, and it's from 1989. What a treasure. Each journal will also include a little prayer card that is just paper clipped onto one of the pages. I have this vellum envelope, and I used to DIY my own envelopes, and then I stopped because I found vellum envelopes at Hobby Lobby. Like, I have been on the lookout for vellum envelopes for a long, long time. And I was so happy to find these. And so I'm not making them anymore because, I found them. And I just love using them as flip outs. I thought about gluing it onto the page and having it flip out. But then I decided to just paper clip it. And then you, as the recipient, you can glue it on or leave it stapled as you wish. I've added another envelope junk mail pocket. These are lined with old book pages on the inside. And again, that video will be linked down below. If you open up the description area just under the video, at the very bottom, you will see all of the videos that I have linked that are relevant to these junk journals, okay? Another cute little notepad paper, and then a vintage bridge card. And I think these are perfect for the journals. They have these beautiful red cardinals on the fronts of the cards. Is it the front of the card or the back of the card? Well, they're beautiful. Either way. More vintage note paper. It is so fun to find these treasures at the thrift store. And I think that's why I like thrifting so much, because you can find things that haven't been around for a while. And you can see that beautiful music gold foil paper that is lining the inside back cover. Here's a bird's eye view of the top. Look at how beautiful that gold trim, that gold eyelash trim is. I think I also have this linked in my Amazon storefront. So if you're interested in some eyelash trim, I have a similar one linked for you. This is journal number 2. It is a cute little Santa, and I've added a poinsettia floral onto his Santa hat. This charm reads peace. And you can see how they're all very similar, except of course for the image on the front cover. And I try to include similar ephemera pieces. They may vary slightly, but for the most part, they are very similar. The pages, the papers that are lining the inside, front, and back cover will also vary. However, they will be a gold foil paper. And then here is the beautiful tags that are tucked into the pocket. And I've mentioned this before. If you've been with me for a little while, I've talked about all the different uses for these little my signature little house envelope pockets. But I like including them as floating pockets in all of my junk journals. But they also make a great gift in lieu of a traditional Christmas card. And I have a playlist featuring all of the different little house envelope pockets that I have made in the past few years. And so if you'd like to see all the different styles of little houses that I've made, I will have that playlist linked for you right here up above. So stinking cute. I love all of the color. They really don't have, when I begin to create these journals, I don't have a theme in mind. I just go through my stash and I start collecting things that I like. And of course, everything that's in my stash I absolutely love. And so once I put everything together, it's cohesive because I like everything that I have. And so everything pairs well together, from the different scrapbooking papers that I use, even adding my own, homemade dyed papers, my grungy papers. I didn't use any vintage papers in here. And I think it's because I was just so enamored by all of the beautiful scrapbooking papers that I have that I wanted to use, that I completely neglected some of the vintage papers that I have. In the past, I've typically used vintage or older music paper and maybe ledger paper, things like that. And I completely spaced it. Didn't realize it until after I was done. This is the only journal that has a flip out envelope pocket that I've actually glued onto the page. And the reason is I made a mistake. So I covered it with scrapbooking paper and also with that envelope. But nobody's going to know. Nobody's going to know. And so I covered it up. And I didn't add a flip out pocket to the others because what I was doing is I was trying to give each journal its own personality. And I know that when it was all said and done, they're all very similar with slight variations. Okay, so these are so much fun. I've made different Christmas journals in the past. And if you'd like to see all of my other flip throughs, I will have a flip through playlist at the end of the video. And it's not specific to Christmas flip through videos, but it's all of the flip through videos that I have created. But I do have a lot of flip through videos. This is so cute. It is a polar bear cover. And again, I added a dimensional poinsettia floral to his cute little knitted hat. This green satin ribbon was such a great find. I found 2 gigantic spools. Gigantic. How many yards? I kid you not. I think it was like 50, 60 yards of this beautiful ribbon, maybe even more. I don't have it handy. And I found 2 of them. And I'm almost out of it. And I just love that beautiful jade, or that sage colored ribbon. And it's so soft and satiny. It's beautiful. Just beautiful. I will be creating even more Christmas junk journals. These are only the first 8 that I started with, but I do have plans to create others, and I'll probably make some soft fabric cover ones with the single signature, very similar to others that I've made in the past. So you can see how I'm highlighting here the number 24, for Christmas Eve, and then the 25th for Christmas Day. And so I sure hope that each one will have either the 24th or the 25th. Those felt Christmas tree stickers, the ones I'm using on the little mini envelopes, I have had those for such a long time. They are by Jolene's, the Jolene sticker brand, and they're known for their dimensional stickers. I may have picked them up at Joann's a long time ago. So I've had these for a long time, and I've just been hoarding them. I've been hoarding them. I thought I had all of my Christmas embellishments in one place, but earlier this year, I moved a lot of things around, and so I had my main craft area in the loft, and I'm still working on doing a tour so you can see my loft area. So I moved a lot of things around because I also have an office upstairs that I work in, for my work. But I've also began to create in here, and there are a lot of my craft supplies in here as well. So it's not just my office for my real estate work, but it's now also housing probably 50% of my crafting supplies. I just didn't have enough room in the loft. So it's creeped in here. And so I'm hoping to have a tour of the loft and the office area so you can see how it is that I work and all of the things that I have. But anyway, I started going through all my things, and I like to keep my Christmas items in one section because I also like to work on Christmas all year long. And I came across three 12 by 12 keepers with more Christmas paper and Christmas embellishments. So it was like a new toy. So that's where I found those Jolene Christmas felt stickers because I hadn't used those in a long time. Well, I've never used them. I was just hoarding them. So cute. Some of these covers are similar, and I think that there are two covers that are very, very similar. They have the three snowmen on the front, except one of them will read Happy Holidays, and this one is just the cute little three snowmen on there. These vintage flashcards. What a find. I found about 7 boxes of vintage flashcards, and most of them unopened from the late 70s. If you have not gone thrifting to find your paper goodies for your journals, I strongly urge you to go and get some thrifting on in the stationery section, because you just never know what you are going to find. And I actually have a Saturday coming up where I am not working. I don't have any appointments, nothing. I have a completely free day to myself, and I am going to go over to one of my favorite thrift stores that is up in Salt Lake, and I'm going to be there first thing in the morning. There are some specific things that I am on the hunt for. I'm looking for some bookends and then also some small picture frames. I have a project in mind for small picture frames. And then, of course, I always go straight to the stationery section to see what new things are there. And not just Christmas, but also, recipe cards and notepads that I can use all year long. I think it's so much fun to be able to use note papers, just sheets from the notepads that you may have, and add those into your junk journals. And here's a tip for you. There are some journals that I have created in the past that where I've used a lot of either digital printables or even scrapbooking paper, and so it doesn't leave you with a lot of writing space, or you can do it directly onto the paper itself. And so that's where all of these note papers come into play, because if you enjoy writing, then use the note papers and place them into the tuck spots, paper clip them onto the page, so that you can do a lot of your writing and your journaling on those little bits and pieces of paper. You can also tuck those into envelopes and also pockets like these. I include tags in the pockets and also in the tuck spots. So if you find that the papers are too busy, you can still use those tags and the recipe cards to do your journaling and tuck them into the envelopes and into the tuck spots. And just remember that a lot of these papers that are busy, they are background papers. If you want to see my personal Christmas flip through videos, go take a look at those so that you can see my style of journaling. And I have a travel journal as well, a travel journal video where I show you how I journal. I use a lot of pictures. And so all I do is I take my photographs, my pictures, and I glue them onto those busy papers. And I do all of my journaling on the note papers and also on the tags and the recipe cards as well. One of my favorite things to do is to add a lot of dimension to the front covers. And I do that with florals. And I just add a grouping of florals. And I've used other items as well. I'll use actual doilies and frames. I love adding frames to the front covers. Either paper frames, resin, or wood frames to the front covers. And that's where you can really add a lot of interest and dimension to your journals, is just go ham on those front covers. I know that Some of you may not like a dimensional and chunky junk journal, but I absolutely do. I can appreciate the bulging pages and all of the dimension in there, and I just love. And there are some, I'm guilty of this. There are junk journals that I have purchased from other makers because they are just so thick and chunky and just bursting at the seams. And I just have those on display on my bookshelf. Like, I have no intention of journaling in those beautiful, beautiful junk journals that I've purchased from other creators. I do it for the art itself, and that is okay. And so if you have purchased one of my journals, I want to know, have you journaled in it? Because I know it's tough. I know it can be really hard to write or decorate or paint or draw, whatever it is that you do, however it is that you journal in your Christmas journals. You know, there's no right or wrong way of doing this. It's your journal and you can do with it what you want. And if you're just getting it so that it can be a decorative piece in your home, that's also okay. And I have done both. I have done both. There's also some that I have purchased to use for journaling, but oh my gosh, I just can't get myself to journal in some of these because they are just so beautiful. So yeah, I want to know, have you began to journal in one of the journals that you've purchased from me? Please let me know. Let me know in the section below. I've also added another sentiment charm in that second tag that I made in the pocket. And some of those may read peace or love, hope, a different sentiment on each one of those little round metal embellishments. I've used different fabrics for the spine, both on the outside and the inside of the covers. And a lot of these little fabrics have been just remnants that either I have picked up or my sister have picked up at thrift stores. But we also like going through the remnants at the craft stores because you can get a really good deal. Sometimes it's just a tiny little, maybe a fat quarter, maybe just a little piece. And sometimes it'll be like 75 cents. And I can get several sections out of there for the spine itself. And so don't pass up the remnant section in your craft store when it comes to fabric. So you can find some really, really nice pieces that sometimes tend to be more expensive if you buy them by the yard. But when you're buying them in these little remnant pieces, they're a lot more affordable. Sometimes only cents. So don't pass those up. And also the thrift store. You'll also find lots of great fabrics. I can't wait to hit the thrift stores after Christmas, like at the beginning of the year, because that's when you find a lot more great Christmas deals. When people are taking their Christmas decorations down, a lot of the times they won't store them away for the next year. They end up donating a lot of the things that they no longer want. Maybe they gave it, maybe they're like, okay, I'm going to keep this and maybe use it one more time, but this is the last year. And then they end up donating tons of great stuff. So the best time that I have found to purchase Christmas at the thrift store is at the beginning of the year. So I'll see you there. I'll see you at all the thrift stores right after New Year's. Do you have any special plans for the holidays? I am staying put. I am not going anywhere. I did a lot of traveling this year, more than I have in many years. But this year I am staying home for the holidays. Oh, I love this cover. This reindeer is so stinking cute. Just his cute little nose and his cute little smile and cute little eyes. I just love this cover. And I added another poinsettia to like to the crown. So stinking cute. Do you see how they all have like their own personality? My middle daughter, Devin, is hosting Thanksgiving, and she hosts Thanksgiving every year. In fact, she's called it forever, like for the future. So Thanksgiving is hers for hosting, and so that's always nice. I remember when I was younger, I helped my mom with Thanksgiving every year, and I started really getting into it with the decorations and the table setting and all of the traditional dishes when I was about 13 years old. And so I've been doing Thanksgiving for a long time. And now that my daughters are grown and have families of their own, it's so nice to be invited to their homes for the holidays because I'm just a guest now. And I don't have to prep anything. I can just show up, and I just love that so much. So thank you to my children for hosting the holidays. I love you. And my youngest daughter, she's been hosting Christmas Eve now for a few years, and so that's always fun. And so I just can't wait. It'll be nice to be able to spend the holidays with my daughters and my grandkids. So, and I think they're all staying home too, so it'll be nice to have them here. I begin documenting in my own personal junk journal, my Christmas or my holiday junk journal. I begin documenting in November, and I started doing that a couple years ago. And so if you are reserving your holiday or Christmas junk journal only for the month of December, it's okay to start earlier. It's okay to start in October, right around Halloween, because then the holidays come fast and they go fast. So I have begun to do that. So I will document starting in November because there's always so much to do. Family gatherings, at work, there's potlucks at work that maybe you want to document special recipes that your friends and family have shared with you. It's always fun to document those. So, yeah, don't wait until, December to start your journaling for the holidays. So I include November, December, and also the first part of January because I love to document New Year's Day as well. You can also use a Christmas-themed junk journal all year long. So I'm telling you, there is no right or wrong way to do this. You do what makes you happy. I appreciate all of you being here and watching my videos throughout this year. I am so grateful. And, I've made it to 20,000 subscribers, and I wouldn't be here without you. So you have no idea how grateful I am and how thankful I am that you are here to support my channel and to help me grow. So thank you so much for that. I appreciate you very much. And again, if you are interested in any of these journals, they will be in my Etsy shop, and I do have that link in the description area below. Let me know if you are working on your own holiday junk journal, if you already have it ready to go, so that you don't miss a moment of the holidays. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. I would really appreciate that. And if you love it, let me know in the comment section below. And if you extra love it, if you can share this with your family and friends, that would mean everything to me, because then the YouTube algorithm lets them know that you like my content, and then this puts it out there so that others can also see it. So there you go. all 8 journals. I know it was a long one. I tried to go as fast as I could. And I hope that you were still here to the very end to see this one. You guys are awesome. And again, I appreciate you so much. I wish you all a wonderful holiday season. You take care, and I will see you next time. Bye.